Hello and welcome back to my craft room. Well, it's Sunday. Well, I was going to say it's Sunday morning. It's not. It's now Sunday afternoon. We had our monthly community gathering, our Saturday night in live stream over on YouTube last night, and had a great time. I was absolutely pooped afterwards. Don't think I slept too well the night before, and today I slept in until like gone 11 o'clock in the morning. I haven't done that since, for years and years. Must have needed it. I feel well perky now. Anyway, so during the stream I started working on this. I was wanting to find a different way of using my underwater world templates that I created to go along with the Viviana Molinari's inspired projects that a lot of us are really enjoying working on at the moment. And I just thought, for those of us in the community who don't like stitching but might like to use the templates, it'd be a nice way to find a different way to enjoy them. It works both ways, so you can use colouring pages as kind of designs for your slow stitching or felting or whatever else you might, other crafts you might enjoy, and you can use templates like these, which I created to go with a stitching project. You can use them for art projects just as well. So I started working on a mixed media kind of collage using the octopus from the underwater world templates. So you can get this, before I forget to say, I'll link to my Gumroad below where you can get the underwater world set. So at the moment it's got the octopus, the seahorse and the lobster. I think I'm going to do a couple more though. I think I'm going to add a turtle and a starfish in there as well. So if you've already got the set, you'll get an automatic update with that. You won't get charged again if any new ones get added to the set. You'll just need to go into your Gumroad library and download them from there, and you'll get an email automatically from Gumroad telling you there's been an update. Don't forget, if you're a channel member, you can get any of these templates free. You just need to use your discount code. There are lots of free templates as well in the Gumroad shop. So the freebie fish one that also goes along with this project is in there. There's my Princess and the Pea colouring page. There's our huge community colouring collection, which is just full of lots of members of our community are wonderful artists, and lots of people contributed pages for this collection. We brought it out as a kind of a bit of a Christmas treat last year, but it's one or two of them are Christmas themed, but by no means all. So there's lots of inspiration in there as well. So whether you enjoy art, doodling, painting, stitching, collage, felting, whatever it is you enjoy doing, you can always adapt those templates to suit. So my challenge to everybody last night, if they wanted to join in, was to use any templates or colouring pages in perhaps a different way to what they were intended or to how they'd used them before. And this was what I did. So I need to finish it, because otherwise I know what will happen. It will sit there and I'll forget all about it, and I'll find this half finished octopus in months to come and think, why did I never finish that? So I'm going to sit and work on this. It'll probably be a few hours. I'm not going to talk all the way through because I know lots of you are very kind about my waffling, but you can have too much for a good thing, right? So probably for a lot of this I'll put a bit of music on in the background, and you can, if you don't like the music I've chosen, you can mute me and put something else on. So yeah, let's go to the desk and have a look. So I started off, this is an A3 size pad, so it's quite big, as you can see. For people who don't know what A3 is, A4 is half of this, and that's what we would have in our standard, that would be our standard printer copier paper size. So that would be kind of letter paper would be the nearest for people in America. So for us that's A4, this is A3, it also goes A2, A1, A0, and it goes downwards as well. So half this would be A5, half that would be A6, A7 and so on. So I'm working on this mixed media paper by De La Rowney. I love it. It's not the cheapest, but it's not the most expensive either, and I find it's really good for almost any kind of, you can see the things they recommend here, and it will, because it's quite heavyweight, it's 250 GSM, and yeah, look at all the different media it's suitable for. It will take I found it will take quite an amount of abuse in terms of getting it wet and scrubbing away at it and throwing all kinds of different media at it. So yeah, I really love this paper. I've used it quite a lot for making my own kind of journals and things as well. So yesterday I started off with, I just wet the, you can, I'll try and remember to link to the live stream where I was doing this, but whether you want to sit through 2 hours of live stream to see me do this, I don't know, but I'll try and remember to do that. I started off just by wetting the whole paper, and then I threw a couple of different colours of India ink. Just squeezed a bit out. I think I probably used the blue and the teal or something like that, and just kind of washed them across the page. My drawing is already there, so this was my original drawing that the template was taken from, but if you were using the template, obviously you'd have to then transfer it to whatever paper you're going to work on. You couldn't do something like this on printer paper, you need something a bit more robust. So I did that, and then I've had lots of packages just recently for the Bonkers quilt and the Arty Hearty Swap. So I've kept tissue from a lot of these, so I've got a lot of blues and greens and a lot of pinks, oranges, purpley kind of colours. So I used a lot of this tissue, and I love using tissue in this way. I used Mod Podge. You could use any kind of PVA type of medium, but I do love Mod Podge. That's a matte finish one. It's still not completely matte. You can see there is a slight sheen to it, but it's not glossy. I started off just tearing strips randomly and putting in the background. They've also gone across the octopus, but I'm not worried about that. I like that effect. And then I started tearing small pieces for the octopus's body and legs. My idea was to be sort of orange up here, go towards magenta and purples, and then out towards kind of paler pinks towards the tips of his tentacles. Then I remembered I've got this gorgeous tissue. I think that might come in very, I've used some of it here, but I think it might come in very handy for doing the little suckers on the tentacles as well. I've also got some distress inks, Salty Ocean and Peacock Feathers, but they will have to be a last layer because they will move again with any wet mediums, so I need to bear that in mind. I might use them. I've got some of these stencils. This was a cheapie, two out of a cheapie set of 6, I think it was, that I got from Temu or AliExpress. Yeah, I think that's meant to be a fingerprint, and that's meant to be wood grain, but I did think just little bits of them in the background, the different shades of blue, possibly even going over the octopus a little bit, would be quite nice to suggest kind of movement of the water. I've also got this one, an Andy Skinner one of this shell, which I think is gorgeous, but I don't know if it's really going to work with this, but might do. Thinking about it, it might be an interesting texture to add to the legs as well. So what I need to do now is finish adding my little bits of tissue to all of the octopus, basically, and then I'm going to go and start adding some details. I might use my Inktense pencils. I've also got a whole lot of Artex acrylic paint markers. But yeah, first thing is to finish adding this tissue layer. So I'm going to go into quiet mode now, play you a little bit of music, and just work through a bit of this process. If I start using something different or doing something a bit different, I'll either put some wordage up on the screen or I'll stop and I'll come and tell you. But this will be the rest of the day working on this, I think. You definitely won't want to stay with me that long. I think I'll catch up on some of my mates' YouTube videos. So I think you can see already how lovely it is collaging with these tissues, because you can layer them over one another. As you put the Mod Podge or whatever you're using on, it kind of becomes semi-translucent and blends into the background as if it's almost been painted on. There's no kind of depth to it like if you were using other collage papers. Like I've also got some that I'm going to use a bit of this. Can't think what I did this for, but it's just a painted piece of paper that I did ages and ages ago. So I might bring in some bits of pieces of this later in the process. But that will be a definite, it will have some thickness to it, and it won't kind of blend away, it won't overlap with anything, it won't let anything else show through from behind. Whereas with the tissue you can see the other layers behind it, and you can build up, you can actually kind of almost mix the colours by putting them one over the top of the other. So I've tried to blend some of the pinks and purples together in this one to make this one a little bit darker, but I've also brought in little bits of the orange and the paler colours as well. And on this one, which is going to be lighter because this leg is right at the back, I'm making that the darkest. This one's a little bit lighter because it's more on top, but here it's going to be darker, so I'm bringing in the deeper pinks and oranges as it fades towards the lighter pink from here to there, kind of thing. Just, yeah, kind of mixing the tissues together, almost like you would layer, like if you've ever used those golden fluid acrylics, kind of like that. You can layer them over the top of one another and let them shine through each other. I just love that, and I love that it's all free because it just came in packaging with things. So I'm going to carry on and do this. I think I've probably filmed enough of that process, and I'll be back when I'm ready to move on to the next stage. I haven't quite decided what I'm doing with the eye yet. That might end up being painted actually with acrylic paints. I'm not sure yet. I love how some of the tissue had this the twinkle in. Can you see that? So I might add a bit more of that later as well. Yeah, so I'm going to keep going and fill up all the rest of my octopus's body and legs with tissue, and then I'll be back. Right, I have finished covering all of the octopus body and legs with the tissue, and now I'm using this swirly marbly pretty tissue to just rough cut some ovals which will become the tentacles. So I'm just then going to glue these on. Probably just use a Pritt stick actually. Glue these in place. I'll follow along with my template to work out where these need to go, and then I'll be going in with my paint pens to kind of enhance them. I think after that I might have to give a coat of transparent gesso so that I can finish up adding details with colour pencils or Inktense pencils, because at the moment with this Mod Podge finish there's no tooth to it for colour pencils. So yeah, but anyway, I need to get these tentacles on first and do the paint pen part, so I just thought I'll record a little bit of this to show you. Yeah, I think glue stick's going to work for these. My little tentacle pieces on. Now I think it's time to go in with my paint pens. I'm using these Artex acrylic markers, so I think they're nice and convenient. So, and with these I'm going to add some little kind of lumpy textures, little nodules and things. I'm going to fill in the tentacles and do the eye. And then when all of that's done, I'm going to give a coat of transparent gesso so I can go back with coloured pencils, and that will be nearly the last step. Okay, so I've got the coat of transparent gesso has dried now. It's the next day. Doesn't take that long to dry, but you know, I just think I wasn't able to come back to it yesterday evening. So new day. And what the transparent gesso does is, well, it protects everything that's underneath. So nothing that's underneath is going to go anywhere now. But also it gives it this, I don't know if you can hear, it gives it this tooth. So where it was shiny before, kind of smooth, too smooth to use the pencils on, from the Mod Podge layer, it's now got this tooth to it, so I can use coloured pencils. And I've just got a mixture of coloured pencils here, and it's made me realise going through that I actually probably do need to buy some more coloured pencils. First time in ages. I used to love my Polychromos and Prismacolor pencils, and I've also got a very few of these Posca colour pencils which I like. They're my favourite ones, and yeah, I'm starting to get those. Some colours have run out of altogether. Yeah, I got myself a huge tin before and it's lasted me for years. But yeah, but you can buy them, you can get these individually as well. It's open stock, I think they call it, don't they? So yeah. Anyway, so I like all of that part so far. I'm not happy with what I've done here. I think this looks awful. The way I've done these suckers just didn't work out. I've had another look at a photo reference, and it feels like the tentacles, really, the little suckers on the tentacles are kind of like very light coloured. Even where the tentacles say a dark purple, you've got these very, very pale pink perhaps, but almost white kind of circles for the sucker bits, with a little round part in the middle where it goes inwards. So I'm going to kind of go over these tentacles, especially these ones now, and see what I can do. I've also got out these Blick brush markers, and these are sort of a little bit transparent, so I might end up putting them over some areas of this just to like tone it down a little bit, or add a bit of shadow where I need to. So yeah, I'm going to go back to background music now. think I'm done with that. I'm certainly done with it for now. I might come back later on and decide I want to add something else, but I think for now I'm done with it. I feel very chilled out. I've really enjoyed getting back to playing with some of my art supplies again. So yeah, stuff everywhere. I've trashed my room, but I've had a lovely time. Hoping I'm going to be able to edit all those clips together into something watchable. So if you have stuck with me to the end, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I'd love to know what ideas you might have for adapting things like colouring pages for your craft work, or sewing templates for your artwork like I have today. Please do share any of your creations in our Facebook group and Discord community. They're free to join. You're very welcome to join both. If you go in at the moment, if you go especially into the Facebook group, it will look like it's all about the swap, and a lot of people doing the swap will be stitching, but the swap can be actually any arts and crafts, and any arts and crafts are always welcome in either the Facebook group or the Discord community. Sometimes it looks very stitchy, sometimes it looks more arty, but they're always, any arts and crafts are always welcome. There's a link tree in my description box so you can find your way there if you haven't already. Thank you as well to my lovely channel members. So if you subscribe, you just click subscribe, that's it, you're done, and I really appreciate that very much. But you can also join as a channel member. That's a different thing. There should be a button down here somewhere. It might be different on your device, but if you click that, a little window will pop up and tell you all about it. Thank you so much to all of my channel members who will be scrolling up here as I'm waffling away, and some of whom have been with me for 8 months now, which since we first started it. So that's really amazing, and I'm so grateful for that. But I'm also very appreciative of every single person who takes the time to watch, leave comments, join in with the community projects and things, and just watch the videos. As I say, subscribing is easy and doesn't cost anything, so please think about doing that if you enjoy the videos and you haven't already. That's it. Quite enough waffle for me for today. Okay, thanks very much again for joining me today, and I will see you all again really soon. Bye.